fated Friday. I hope you're doing well, and I hope your week hasn't been fucking terrible. Renee is young at heart. Good morning, Kona. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, Guitar. Good morning, Fluffy. How the fuck are you? This song hits so fucking hard. Dude, Foo Fighters is one of those bands, man. Never got to see the full band live, and now their drummer's dead, and I'm sad. Did we ever find out how he died? Wasn't it drugs or something? I don't think I ever looked it up. There was another young person that passed away recently that I really wanted to look up how they passed away, and I'm pretty sure it was drugs. I don't remember. Oh my god, Kona, what is that? Eat cheese. Wait, eat cheese. I love cheese. Do you have any plans this week? Me, eat cheese and sin. That's pretty great. Yes. Yeah. Cheese is one of those things like I'm sure we can all identify with the shame when you go to a restaurant and they're like, just tell me when, and you're like, I don't ever want to say when. I know I have to, but like I don't want to. And good regular morning. Good morning, young. Is it regular? When people say that, it makes me nervous. Like, it's not regular, is it? Did something happen that I'm unaware of? I feel like I'm really out of touch with the world not having like a functioning phone. I know it's weird because I could like surf the internet, but who the fuck uses their computer to surf shit? Dude, I just feel like am missing important things, but good news, my new phone is supposed to show up today. It's not out for delivery yet, but it's supposed to show up. So, I have a plan of attack for all my DMs and everything, and I swear I'm going to jump on them. It's just like it's so frustrating being able to receive messages and not fucking reply. Oh my god, Beth. Beth, can I just say I used text to speech because I needed to respond to your text so bad, and I cannot. My phone is fucked. Like, I was looking at the I'm like, I hate this. And I did text to speech, and I yelled into it, and it actually worked. I was just saying, my new phone's supposed to show up today, and I don't really, I kind of hate my phone. I hate phones. I hate them a little bit. Also, why do we not dream of phones when they're such a huge part of our life? Weird question. Anyways, I fucking hate them, but not having one that works when you need it is so like I can open messages, but I can't reply. The entire part of the screen is dead where you can type. It's so mind-numbingly fucking infuriating. So, new phone, it's not out for delivery yet, but it's in my city at least. It's supposed to be here today, so I'm gonna keep my ear open for knocking on the door. Because I know they're gonna make me sign for the thing. But goddamn, I'm excited to be able to fucking type again. Mice will actually go for a grape if it's between cheese. No shit. Good afternoon, everybody. I know I love this song. It's so good. Breaking a few hours ago, Twitch CEO says they're open to giving permabanned streamers another chance.
What? Like, what?
So, like, if someone showed their pussy on stream and got permabanned, they can come back? I know, Beth, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited. I love this phone. This is the sad thing. Like, the design of these, I'm sure you guys have seen these. That's the death. This is what killed my phone. I love this idea, but they just have not perfected it yet. This is my second one. I actually had to do the insurance on it before already once. And both times it's done this. Like, where the crease is, the whole screen starts to just come off. Yeah, it just sucks. And what happened was this was already happening, and then I went to fucking Burning Man, and it got full of Burning Man dust. So this killed all of this part of the screen. I can't respond. I can't do anything. I can open things. I can't press play on anything. It's very infuriating. I know, but the idea of this is great because it's so small, it fits right there. Now I'm going to have a fucking brick again. I got like the Samsung S23 Ultra or something like that. If you have Google Fi, almost all of their phones are like half off right now if you need a new phone. That's the only reason I was able to do it. Seriously, phones are it's just flimsy, exactly, Slurm. Like, the concept is amazing though, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, when I was actually looking on the Google Fi app, looking at the phones to try to see if they had a cheap one, they have actually the legitimate Motorola Razr. Like, the Razr is there, and it's just like this screen. And I was like, I want it. Like, the temptation is so strong, but I'm case in point, it's not. They haven't figured it out. They haven't figured it out. Like, unless you literally just leave your phone open all the time or never open it, it's just not a perfected science and it sucks. Hello, Moto. I know. The fucking Razor's back. You know what I would kill? We were talking about this the other day. I would kill to get the fucking Sidekick back. Oh, I miss the Sidekick so much. I don't understand why it was taken away. The spin up and having a full keyboard and spin down. It was perfect. It was the perfect design. I miss that shit. I remember chirping, yes. Do you remember the Cricket phone? Remember when they were trying to make cell phones like as small as possible? No shit. Will not buy a new flip phone. This was an issue since they started making them. It's going to take a while for them to fix it. I don't know how they're going to fix it. Like the problem is there's a screen and then they put another sticky screen on top of the screen. So this isn't like a screen protector I put on. So it's like they've got to make it one piece somehow. I don't know how. But that's the only thing that's going to solve this. Because this has happened twice to me in 2 years now. And I don't even leave my house. Like, this phone doesn't go anywhere, you know? Burning Man was the first place it's ever been, really. The Pixel is a fold phone, but it has 2 screens that fold instead of 1. That is what it should be. Kona, I would be that's exactly what I said the other day when I ordered the new phone. I was like, if they just eliminated this part of the screen and just put a hinge and had 2 screens, that'd be perfect. Like, that's what they have to do, because this is just doesn't work. Do you remember when we used to text Cha-Cha instead of Google? Oh my god, yes. Dude, the Razor was the shit. It was indestructible. Do you remember that thing? You could the Zoolander phone. Was that a Oh my god, I forgot about that. It's been so long. Yeah, they were great. It was the gateway to me getting a BlackBerry. Dude, I never had a BlackBerry. I think it was Samsung. I don't remember what the brand was, but it was called a Blackjack. Does anybody remember the Blackjack? It was essentially exactly the BlackBerry, but it didn't have the BlackBerry like software or whatever. It was Samsung software or something like that. But it was the exact same thing. It was like a square phone with a screen and a full keyboard. Oh, the Blackjack. I loved that phone. And your cursor was like the little wheel. Or not a wheel, it was like a little ball. Like kind of like they used to put on laptops and you'd move the cursor around. Dude, that one was the shit. That was a joke on SNL with those characters who work at the fashion store. Their phones kept getting smaller and smaller. It was real. And now, I mean, I'm pretty sure this phone I ordered is like this big. I'm so not used to it. I'm so used to having this for the past 2 years. It's going to be weird. I don't know where to put it. Like, girls don't get pockets. Where the fuck do I put my phone? The Nokia. Was that the brick? My favorite was the Legend. Solid metal case and Gorilla Glass. The thing was clear, near indestructible. I don't remember that one, but I remember that fucking Razor. You could throw that across a parking lot because it was steel. My brother had the Matrix phone with a button on the back slid down to reveal the buttons. Oh, I never saw that one. That's kind of cool, though. That was kind of like the Sidekick. I remember the old phones that started adding in touchscreens, and we were all like, why the fuck would I need a touchscreen when I have buttons? Right? Oh God, Beth, I don't remember. I think it was HTC. I don't even know if they make phones anymore, but this was when I was in high school. I think like the first cell phones coming out. But the first phone I had that wasn't the Nokia brick, it was like a little rectangle that was just a touchscreen, and you would flip that up and get a full keyboard under the touchscreen. And I would bitch about it all the fucking time. I was like, why is there this touchscreen on the front when I can just flip it up and get a fucking keyboard out of it? And here we are. Only like 15 years later. It's not that long, which is weird. Oh, I remember Ask Jeeves. Fuck yeah. I had a Razor, but I found its major weakness, salt water. Oh, no. Oh, no. You went swimming and it just died. That's sad. I will say, I have dropped this phone in many bodies of water and the thing never has been touched by water, so that's kind of phenomenal. I actually destroyed a Razor by it being in my jacket pocket and got slammed in a car door. Took it to Verizon and was like, I don't know what happened to it. It's like bent in half. Beth, I've seriously considered it. I've considered adding pockets to things because even the pockets we get, and I'm sure everybody deals with this, it's not just me, but like these hoodie pockets are so sad. Even this, it barely fits, and if I bend over, it just falls out. Thank fuck my house is carpeted. It's a joke. It drives me fucking nuts. phone sizes need to stop growing. I agree. Like, they're coming out with, you know, this one, and then the other. So this is the flip, and then they have one that's like this, and then you fold it out. It's called the fold. Like, they're just get an iPad. Like, get a tablet and then have a normal phone, I guess. I don't know. Like, the phone, I got a case for the phone already because I don't want to fuck with it. This is how big the case is. Is this our life now? Like, do we just carry around little iPads all day? The brick was the 6610. I don't even remember, dude. I just remember it being the brick and it was amazing. I want a shoulder sling bag for my phone. It's almost like you need one at this point. Your mom had one? That's fucking great. I still can't use the touchscreen keyboard without messing things up. I can. I literally hate typing on a touchscreen. I'm so bad at it. I still miss buttons. Like, even swipe typing and all that, like, it's just fucked. I am queen of typos and I don't fix them. You can deal with it. If you can't understand my typos, call me. Physical keyboard, I could do it with my eyes closed. Oh, the T9 was everything. Dude, are you kidding me? I was so slick at that shit, I could do it one-handed under my desk. 16 now. Oh my god, it's almost 4:20. Cheers. I saw CeeNee Moo's Cheers earlier and I totally blanked on it. Cheers, everybody. I ground up weed this morning. What did I grind up? Oh, I ground up. This is actually a new strain. I haven't tried this strain yet. It is called Honeymoon Haze. Honeymoon Haze by Boulder Built. Allegedly, it's 25.57% THC. And there is literally no. Is there parent strains or anything? Oh, the parent strains are Moonshine Haze and Wedding Cake. Oh, I love Wedding Cake. Cheers, bitches. Oh, here it is. The Legend is the successor to the HTC Hero in a slimmer. I think the HTC Hero might have been what I had. It's slimmer and smaller than its predecessor with minor hardware enhancements. It has 3.2-inch active matrix OLED display. The Legend's body is made from one block of aluminum. It has a removable battery which slides out from the compartment at the bottom of the phone. In North America, it was first offered by Virgin Mobile Canada and Bell. I think I had one, like one of those predecessors or something. The Ultra is the big boy. It was the cheapest one. Like, it literally, I got like $600 off the phone or something. I'm buying this phone for like $400 and I think it's $1,100 or $1,200 retail. So I had the one that didn't have an antenna, David. I didn't have an antenna and I didn't have like the little up down buttons. My Nokia brick had no antenna. It was like this big. And it only had Snake. Like, you couldn't even text on it. Phones are growing. I won't ever need reading glasses. Jesus Christ. Phablets are stupid. Cheers. PlayStation phone? What? What's a D brand? I've never even heard of that, Kills. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what brand this is, but it had good reviews. It had good reviews. I don't know. That weed tastes very herby. Give women's clothes pockets, dude. As someone who used to wear women's jeans because they were the only ones that would fit properly my skinny ass when I was skinny but still with big ass thighs, I hated nothing more than those fake ass half pockets. It was almost more infuriating than no pockets at all. It is. No, it's 100% more infuriating than no pockets at all. It's like a joke. Like the fact that on men's clothes, they quite literally sometimes put a pocket and sew it closed to maintain its shape in shipping. They put so much goddamn effort into maintaining the shape of a fucking pocket in men's pants that they can't even put a pocket in women's? Jesus fuck. I got nothing there. Give me my fucking pockets. I've been smoking THC A flower. What is that? THC A? As we can get it here, THB is the same. And the shop guy was like, yeah, really, we're lucky and don't know why it's allowed because it's basically the same stuff. It's literally the same stuff. THC. So no shit, Beth. Let me see. I've got a shit ton of weed over here. Let me look at it. Jambo, bitch, how are you? I've got a bunch of weed, but some of my weed will literally say how much THCA it has. And I fuck you not, the vast majority of the weed I buy is almost 100% THCA. And I'm just curious why. Does it say it on this one? Dude, of course, nothing I bought this time says it. But some of the brands will break it down on the side, like how much THCA, how much THC, blah, 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 how much CBD. And almost across the board, it's all THCA. I don't, like, the terpenes are still such a fucking mystery because we can't research the shit, so I don't know. But yeah, probably because, I mean, the loopholes, dude. Potheads are smarter than people think. They think we're all stoned out of our mind and we can't figure shit out when they try to make stuff illegal. We're gonna find your goddamn loophole. Are you kidding me? We smoke drugs out of apples and pop cans. Shoo. We'll figure it out. The world's smallest phone. Wait, he still has it and uses it? Hi, Reasonable. How are you, love? Wherever my Nokia is, I bet it still works all these years later. Jambo, that's no shit. When I totaled my very first car I ever bought myself when I was 16 years old because I was a fucking idiot and went out in the woods onto a dirt road, blah, blah, blah. Totaled my car. But I had the fucking Nokia brick at the time. And I rolled my car down into a ravine, like on top of a boulder, and it landed upside down. Me and the passenger were wearing our seatbelts. I wasn't going that fast. We were totally fine. It was just like a blind corner at nighttime. And I couldn't find my Nokia brick anywhere in this car. In my little Subaru, I could not find it anywhere. Freaking out, crawled out of the car. Thankfully, the person we were following noticed that we, like, crashed. And he stopped and pulled back, so I was able to call my dad. But we went, my dad was drunk, so he couldn't come get me. So my friend had to drive me home. And the next morning, we called the police and had him come out and try to tow my car out. And my Nokia brick was sitting, like, my car flipped upside down and landed in a creek. So there was water running through the roof of my car. The Nokia brick was literally sitting propped up, like, in the window of the passenger door, on, fully charged, just in perfect condition, just chilling there. Amazing. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever experienced. Like, I was almost positive that thing must have flown out of a window or something. Oh, boo. Working from home? Boo. We're geniuses. It's true. Farmers Act, baby. Hooray for the farmers. Dude, fuck yeah. I miss the apple bowls. Sometimes I miss, like, getting together with friends and being like, okay, we have pot but nothing to smoke it out of. What are we going to do? And, like, Jimmy rigging something together. Those were the creative days. The only difference between hemp and marijuana is if the plant makes THCA, cannabis never, ever produces THC naturally. It always does so in the acidic THCA form. Boom. That's fascinating for him. I didn't know that. I never use my front pockets when I wear jeans. I like them snug as well. So when you have stuff in pockets, you get that giant pocket bulge, which I think looks stupid. 100%. Like, all I want is a back pocket to put my phone in. Because what else do you do? Like, when you're walking around, I don't carry a purse. I can't stand that shit. It kills my shoulders. Once I got rid of my backpack, I was like, never again. I actually carry a tiny backpack. That's my purse. It's like this little, it's whatever. THCA, heat, THC. Shut the fuck up, Sinimo. Seriously? That's fascinating. I didn't know. That seems like something I should have known. Oh, look at this. Stop it. Look at that. Oh, it's so... Stop. Is that smaller than the Cricket? I could have swore there was a smaller phone. It was like a tiny little flip phone called the Cricket, but I don't remember. Easy baby. Imagine losing that. It reminded me of early internet memes of suits of armor made of Nokias. Dude. That's still legit, though. Like, have they ever made a phone? I mean, when's the last time they made a phone that you didn't have to put a case on immediately for fear of it dying and breaking in half? Like, phone cases weren't a real thing back then. You know, you could change out the faceplate maybe for funsies, but phone cases weren't a thing. You didn't need them because it was expected that if you made me a phone, it would be durable, for fuck's sake. I do too. Kona, I fucking hate a purse. In my personal, this is my theory, purses are similar to houses in that the bigger they are, you will just find a reason to fill them with more garbage. It's just garbage. And everybody looks at you like, oh, you've got a bag. Can I put my shit in your bag? And you're just like, guess I'm a fucking mule. Let's go. Good morning, Crispy. How are you? Oh, THC stands for oh God, I know this word. Tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, and it is the precursor to THC. Tetrahydrocannabinol. Cannabinol, that word fucks me up every time. When cannabis is growing, it makes cannabinoids as carboxylic acids that most often convert into non-acidic compounds through a process called decarboxylation. Almost all cannabinoids start off in their acidic form, which have differing structures and effects than their non-acidic versions. That's kind of fascinating. So that's basically the loophole. Amazing. You people with your phone cases. I mean, I'm clumsy. I'm no shit, dude. Pendragon, I don't trust myself. With these newfangled phones, like most phones these days don't even have a fucking edge, a bevel anymore. It's just screen to the edge. I break that shit. I break it. I'm a dumbass. They were basic belt pouches, not protective shells. Yeah. I remember the fake kid's phone that you could only have your parents' number in it. Dude, they still have those Cocoa Puff. My little niece has a phone like that. She's like 12 now, 12 or 13. But yeah, she has a phone that literally has like 4 buttons on it. And it's like her grandparents and her parents and 911 or something like that. I kind of think that's genius, especially for like, I mean, who has a home phone? Like, if you don't have a home phone, your kid, what is your, I don't know. I also hate purses, but because I have to carry medical stuff with me, I need to use one. It's so annoying. I am so sorry. That I mean, I have my little backpack. Like it's a little lounge fly backpack. It's big enough for a book and my wallet or whatever. Oh God, hold on, Kills. I almost missed this. Got this for me? What? Hold on, I opened it on the wrong monitor. God damn it, Catherine. God damn it, Catherine. I don't care. I'm in pain, dude. Get it. Oh, it's not a loophole. People are calling it a loophole and putting people in very serious. Oh, so it's not a loophole. So we need to be clear with that. That is not a fucking loophole. Good to know. Good to fucking know. One of the greatest things about wearing jeans is the phone fits perfectly in the back pocket. I hate carrying shit in my pockets. Yep, that's the problem. Like, there are some companies out there that are finally coming out with leggings that have, like, a big pocket down the side of the thigh that you can put your phone in, and those are pretty great. The pocket's usually fairly deep, but other than that, I mean, seriously, my body right now, I have these sad pockets, and that's as deep as they are. That's it. I just don't get them, and I don't know why. Like, where do I put my stuff? Is this how they push purse purchases? I don't know. We have a new Tom Cardy song. I'm very excited. Hold on. I had to pause the music. Pause. No, stop. Stop it. Autoplay, you suck. I'm sorry, I get very passionate about autoplay. The Firefly was by Singular. I forgot about that company. It is a great idea, right? Like, I don't think little kids need to have an iPhone. Like, they don't need to have access to the world yet like that. But a phone, like an emergency phone like that, my 7-year-old son has a watch with a SIM card that can call to numbers we allow. That's awesome. So he can call and use and send us voice messages. That's perfect. I mean, it's just something you need to have some form of communication. If you don't have a landline, I don't know what else to do. Yep, we have. I mean, I don't think I've lived in a place that had a landline years. I give my keys and wallet to my wife to carry in her purse. See? Is your wife a pack mule, sir? This is why I won't carry a purse. I refuse to be someone's fucking pack mule. Fuck that shit. How dare you? How dare you? You fucking douche. I remember when those came out 15, 20 years ago. The main one was called the Firefly. I didn't even know. I didn't have a phone until I had a car. On an unrelated note, just 6 days until my mom moves out of my condo. I'm both extremely happy and still very frustrated that I have no alone time in my own house. Oh my God, though. 6 days, though. 6 days. You should start making a list of all the places you're just going to masturbate when she's gone. Oh, the S23, literally, look at my hand. This is how far my hand can go in before it hits zippers. That S23 ain't gonna fucking fit anywhere. I'm gonna have to get a necklace or some shit. This is the Tom Cardy song. Did I say Tom Brady? Tom Cardy. Cargo pants pockets suck too. You end up with this pendulous weight that swings around. I think cargo pants pockets are stupid. Every man I've ever known that wears cargo pants regularly and fills the pockets is so annoyed by the fact that their pants are just falling off their ass because the pockets are full of stuff. Like, if the pants literally can't stay on you when you use the pockets, also pointless. I agree. That's kind of, yes. Ugh, you guys are sick. Cannabis always creates THCA, so people are basically saying that marijuana is no longer illegal anywhere in the United States, and people are buying THCA hemp, which is contradictory. The difference between marijuana and hemp is whether it produces THCA, but if you get pulled over with a pound of THCA hemp in Texas, you're going to jail for a long time because it's marijuana. Good to fucking know. Be safe, dudes. Have you checked your butthole? When I was in school, I had a coin sewed into the hem of my blazer so I could call home in an emergency. That's fucking genius. We had a code word in case my mom had to send someone we didn't know to school to pick us up. We had a special code word. I would 100% give her my phone and keys. You guys are evil. I would rip my purse away and be like, "Get a pocket, bitch. Cheers." Okay. Literally, they're psycho tagging me right at the top. No, you must stop. You must stop. Holy shit! I just wanted to retweet it. Oh my god, I can't function right now. I cannot tell you if I've ever played a game of D&D that didn't turn out in one way or another exactly like that. You see a blank figure in your path, everybody in our team fucking slaughters that. Like, I think I told you the last time I played D&D, what did I cast, like, Shatter or something just to distract people, but I rolled a 20 and ended up just blowing up everybody's heads. But they were just innocent villagers. It was a terrible time. I mean, it was a terrible time. I've never played a magic caster before, and that was a terrible time. Um, that was so good. Knives, good morning. I just lost my shit at probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I love how it goes hard on that final part, but ends so quickly with bitch. I know. Gonna loot that body, bitch. Fucking incredible. Okay, hold on. What is this? What's this? What's this? Wait, is this the same thing? Because we might have just watched it. Wait, we just watched a Tom Cardy. Shut the fuck up. Wait, were you watching it with us? Or is this just weird coincidence? Stop! How hard that hits. And yet, do I do anything about it? I sleep 4 hours a night. Am I anxious? Are you? I mean, if you have to ask, I don't think so. Right? Unless you didn't know what anxious was. I mean, I think I was anxious for a really large portion of my life, but didn't have the word for anxious. So I would just like wake up in the middle of the night with a really high heart rate and be like, "Mom, I think I'm dying." And she'd be like, "You're not dying." And she'd ignore it. And then I'd go back to sleep. And then when I grew up and actually took like an abnormal psychology class, I was like, whoa, anxiety. I just closed a link. I didn't mean to. That seems fun and similar. Sweaty palms, arms spaghetti. She's nervous, but on the surface, she looks calm and ready to. A big dumb fuck with a dumb fuck face, and now you're out of luck. Yeah, that song is great. I think this is the vast majority of your favorite, the vast majority of y'all's favorite one. Play on this again. I'm sorry, I tanked the volume on accident. Um, I grew up around like just a plethora of rednecks, and so every joke I know is like racially insensitive, horrifically. So all the jokes implanted in my brain as a child, I choose not to repeat because they're all fucking foul and have foul language in them, and I just don't. So I'm all about the dad jokes and the pun jokes because, like, I want some jokes that aren't knocking down, like, my stepdad's gotten a lot better. He does not tell these jokes anymore, and he regrets, like, when we talk about them, at holidays when everyone's drunk and we're like, "Dad, remember when we were, 9 years old and you taught us this joke about Jews and we're all Jewish? Ha 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 ha." And he's like, "No, I don't remember that, Katie." It's, yeah, one of those. But I love me some jokes. Like, as foul as I am, I fucking live for a clean comic who can actually make me laugh. It's so rare these days to find a comic. Like, I love foul comedy. Like, don't get me wrong. I live for, like, the OG Carlin and all that shit, of course. But a clean comic that can make me laugh is phenomenal. Like, that just fucking that's like peak. You are funny if you can do it that way. I don't know how. It's hard to do, right? Yeah, I think it's honestly a lot harder to do clean comedy or an actual funny dad joke or something like that. I thought I saw my mother in her underwear the other day, but it was a Freud. Freud had some shit right, but I don't think everybody wants to fuck their dads. No, dude, Ty, I have like my Jeep, I think is going to be dusty forever. I have vacuumed that thing out thrice, and every time it's like I've never done it before, and I'm like, where? And I know what's coming out of it because it's white. The dust, the dust sand from the playa is white. It's very distinct from anything here. I don't think I'm ever going to stop vacuuming that out of things. I refuse to believe that my friend was stealing from the construction site, but when I went to his house, all the signs were there.
Jesus Christ.
Remember when that was a cool thing to like steal a sign off a road? I don't get why people complain about the movie Cats. I watched it on the plane and I only saw 2 people walk out. Did you ever see Zach's tweet about Cats, by the way? That is the best tweet that's ever tweeted. He live tweeted the new Cats. He went and saw it in a theater with Bree and live tweeted that shit. I don't even know, man. Zack Snyder, exactly. We're close friends, if you didn't know. I also have a cousin named Zach, but we are not close. Good morning, Donna. Speaking of comics, Hockey and IRC and Roy Wood Jr. Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh my god. I love Brian Regan. Brian Regan is so fucking funny. He's the one that does the OCD joke, right? He's the ginger that has gone white. Was he a ginger? He's let his hair go white. So that's like his opening thing. But I think he talks about his OCD, and holy shit, is that relatable. Dude, Roy Wood Jr. is one of my absolute favorites. He is the #1 reason I really miss The Daily Show. That's the one that had Noah on it, right? I mix them up. I mix up their names all the time. I miss him so much. I love that, and I love their podcast afterwards. The whatever, I don't know. Did they even have a name for it? Where it'd be like him and Dulce maybe, or someone else from the show just talking about the show more in depth. Fuck, I forgot about that, and I miss it. Oh, I miss it. I feel like we haven't had a good comedy movie in so long. Dude, it's been forever. I think there's comedy movies coming out, but it's like at least my taste in comedy, it like the comedy coming out fluctuates and my taste in comedy doesn't. So like I've never been into the deadpan stuff. Like oh god. What's that director that makes the movies that are like hyper colorful? Wes Anderson something? Wes Anderson? Like I don't get it. I do not understand those movies. They're pretty, like, cinematically, but other than that, I don't get it, and everyone's, like, super fucking skinny, which also I don't get, but I don't get it. I don't see it as fun. I don't like, that's the comedy where my brain's just like, "Okay." I didn't think The Office was funny, but I liked Parks and Rec, so I don't know. But, like, themes fluctuate, so whatever's coming out in comedy right now, I don't like. So I'm watching a lot of horror and reruns. Freud basically just took all his hobbies and made them made them into his job to have an excuse to do them. Smart dude, but not clinically respectable. 100% yes. The number of people I know in Chicago that had full-size maps of the CTA in their apartments was ridiculous. 100%. I believe that. Hold on, I'm pulling this up, David. I got it. I got it. Joey Ramone had OCD and had to perform very elaborate rituals. I didn't know that. Really? I bet a lot of people suffer from stuff like that we have no clue. Speaking of comedy, have you seen the video of Nina Kati doing a stage ab-lib ventriloquist stuff? What? If by ventriloquist you mean a puppet's involved, no, because no. Not only am I scared of dolls and puppets, I'm literally currently reading a horror novel about a haunted house of puppets, and oh my god, no. Ventriloquism's cute. Wait, is that the little blonde girl? Wait, I think we watched that one. Mr. Fox, I think maybe you shared it before, or someone did. Is that the little girl? She's really stark blonde? Because I think we did watch that one, and that one is fucking impressive. But dolls scare the shit out of me. I don't know what it is. They make me so uncomfortable. And the fact that she spends all day with one is just, like, even more. I miss The Daily Show. Me too. The Hangover. Did you ever watch This Is the End? I think that's the last comedy movie I actually liked, and, like, half the cast has been outed as pieces of shit, so I don't even know what to do anymore. Really, Wes Anderson movies are at least personally way funnier on a second or third watch. I find them funny on a second or third watch because I'm laughing at things I don't think I'm supposed to be laughing at. I don't know. It's probably just me. Like, it doesn't mean they're bad movies. I slept over here at my mom's because she was leaving early this morning for a weekend trip. I'm cat sitting. Nice. I only have my phone to watch streams. Oh, I'm getting my new phone today. Thank you for reminding me. I keep, like, it's being delivered by FedEx. Need I say more? I will be checking often to see where the fuck it is. Because I'm so tired of not being able to respond to people. I'm literally freaking out. Elon hasn't completely broken Twitter yet. Zeke's cats. Oh my God, Genova, you fucking creature of wonder. We're gonna read that. Hold on. It's so good. It's literally one of the best tweets I've ever seen in my life. I don't even think we were dating at the time. They're doing a VR version of The Seventh Guest. What's The Seventh Guest? Why do I know that? The greatest clean comic of all time. Poor Mitch Hedberg. Ironically clean, right? Rest in peace. I quote his Apple thing more often than I'd like to admit. Like I'm not gonna not eat an apple just because it will eventually become a core. I say that a lot. Reminds me, they're doing a VR version. What is Seventh Guest? This is great. The BG3 voice actor's messing about in character. Oh, fuck yeah. The video I'm talking about is she puts a doll face mask on a human and ad-libs their sentences. What? What? That sounds so much worse. A doll mask? Why would we do this? Why would we do this? This is Nina. Oh, thank you. Look, Kendo fucking got it. Okay. I mean, it's the spooky season. Why not just never sleep again? Dude, right, Brad? Exactly. Everything about that movie was hilarious until that Emma Watson scene, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why did that have to happen? Did that have to happen? Dolls are just why. Anything that's like kind of looks like a human but isn't is just not okay with me. Coco Puff, I work for FedEx. I'm so sorry. Dude, I'm so sorry for you. I know you guys are wrung out and overworked and like literally I never fault the people delivering because I know like I have friends who work for FedEx and UPS and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like they're literally I, I can't even express. Like, you know. I understand. I understand. It's just frustrating for everybody involved, I'm sure. No, it was already delayed a day. That's the irony. It was already delayed a day. So, if it's delayed another day, fucking A, dude. I don't know what to do. Let's all never sleep again, right? Okay, hold on. I had a bunch of videos. Let me move them over. A doll face. I'm very nervous. Also, Kristen Poops is one we have. Fun. Oh, I'm excited for this BG3. I'm just moving. Oh.
I fucking hate the masks so much. Oh my sweet hell. I hate all of you for doing this to me. Holy dick, what?
I hate it. Sorry, I'm moving shit over. But I hate it just by first glance. What the fucking. Why? Why? I got it, David. Hold on. Fuck. Don't autoplay. Okay. Masks. I'm never sleeping. I'm never gonna sleep again. Okay, no shit. The book I'm reading right now, this little hand puppet haunts these people and tries to kill them. And at one point, the puppet, like, possesses the brother so much that he fills their basement with masks that look exactly like this demonic little clown puppet that he wears on his hand and talks through all day. And then at one point, everyone starts wearing the masks. And when they put the masks on, they all go crazy and start acting like it's just too close right now. I'm convinced that that lady does this at home in her basement. But afterwards, she peels the people and makes more masks out of it. There's something so special and broken in people that love masks and dolls. Or like look at all their options and think, masks and dolls. That's the one. What's happening? Oh, it's horrible. The book I'm reading right now, it's called How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. And I'm almost done. And it gets so much worse. Like it starts out at 100 miles an hour. And it's the one I think I don't know if I told you guys about this or if I was telling Zach about it, but there was a scene in it recently where the demonic little clown hand puppet uh, stabs a needle through the narrator's eyeball, and the narrator describes how when she tries to blink down, her upper eyelid folds in a way it's never folded before, and then it just convulsively starts fluttering, and she feels liquid pouring down her cheek. This book, dolls, masks, I just. Why? 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 You got that Goosebumps book too? This is like Goosebumps on heroin, I'm telling you. Wait, there's a Puppet Master? No. Game? Absolutely not. Holy, that gave me shivers even thinking about it. Right, Rod? No. It's a really good book. Like, it's written really well. I like it because it's just a creeper. 100 miles an hour the whole time. Like, there's no downtime in this book, and it's fucked up. I was already terrified of dolls and shit like that. So this, I mean, it's just like adding fuel to the fire. Queen Freak, good morning, love. How are you? It's too early for nightmare fuel. Dude, I've been ruined today. This is, I mean, she's good ventriloquist. I will give her that. She's great at what she does. Like, she's fucking phenomenally talented. But what the fuck? Roll check, not a show. It's a book. It's a book I'm listening, or I'm reading, but I'm sure you could get it on audiobook. It's called How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Great author, by the way. Everything by Grady Hendrix I've read thus far has been phenomenal. One that I have behind me that's really good is My Best Friend's Exorcism. They're just like really good. Really good horror, like very well written, fucked up. The way, like, I just love the way he writes. Like, there's one scene where she's like stumble running through her house from the puppet, and he describes her spine feeling like bubble wrap or something like that. There's just like he, authors got a great way of describing things that make them very, very visceral and make you very immersed in the story. Like the eye needle part. Like, holy shit. And can I just say, I was reading this sitting outside by my little fire pit. I had my feet up and I had my little iPad, and I'm reading this part of the book. And Zach was in a lawn chair right next to me, just like casually asking me what I want for dinner or something like that. And I was borderline in tears, like sitting there, like, whatever you want, babe. Yeah, McDonald's is fine. Her eye fluttered like it's never fluttered before and bent in half. Like he had no idea. And afterwards, I was like, I gotta take a break. And I just got up and walked away from the fire pit and went inside. The writer, Grady Hendrix. Grady Hendrix. I mean, everything I've read by them is amazing. Like, amazing horror. It's not like just gore porn. I've never encountered one that has like a romance plot. I know you know what I mean. Like, it's like, I don't know, the background of every fucking horror ever. It's like they gotta have this romantic tension. None of that, which I just don't want it. I don't care for it. It's all just fuckery. Good. Literally, like, in My Best Friend's Exorcism, the way the author describes the girl who's apparently possessed, it's really, I'm not spoiling it. He describes like her greasy hair and her uncleanness and how she hasn't showered in days and days and has this smell. And just the way he describes it, I can kind of envision what she probably smelled like. Like, he's real good. He's real good. Poor Zeke over there, like, babe, babe. I know. And I'm just like, throwing all my sewing needles in the garbage. What? If you want to see true exploitation, wait, people are trying to sell haunted dolls? That's not real. Wait, how much are they? How much does someone. Wait. Apparently, there are mods for BG3, so now we must. Wait, what kind of mods? What up, Kinger? My cell phone's being a jerk. Mine's broken too. It's okay. Book's name is. Wait, which one? The one I just talked about with the needle and the dolls? How to Sell a Haunted House. How to Sell a Haunted House. It is horrific. Horrific. Here's my baby boy. My void boy. You always get right in the mic's way, but I think it's because you block the light from your precious little eyes. He did the cutest. But Grady Hendrix. Yeah, Grady Hendrix. The one I was talking about with the dolls. That's How to Sell a Haunted House. And then the other one with the exorcism and shit, that's My Best Friend's Exorcism. They're both great. I mean, really good books. He's a good author. It's on Nexus. Ooh, I'll have to check them out. I love Nexus works so fucking well. I love Nexus. It's the internet. Of course it's real. You can't lie on the internet. That's just facts. What phone did I get? It's the S23 Ultra or something. Apparently it's huge, but it was $600 off because they're coming out with a new model or some shit. So, as long as it works. S23 Ultra, is that what it's called? That one. Not the same one, because unfortunately, they just have not figured this technology out. This is what has killed my phone. And it happened the last time, I'm sure you guys remember the whole debacle with them shipping me 3 phones to Baltimore when I don't live there anymore, blah, blah, blah. That was me trying to do insurance. When I finally got it, it just did it immediately again. So I wouldn't. It's such a cool idea. I want them to come back out with flip phones, but they haven't perfected the science yet. I have diabetic retinopathy, and one of the things they can do for it requires injections in the eye. Oh my god. Okay, legitimately, your eye is pretty hardy. Not to get too gross, but coming from a medical standpoint, you can get stabbed in the eye and it'll be fine. Like, your eye has a pressure system, and your eyeball itself is kind of like leather. Like the tissue that makes up your eyeball is how do I explain? It's almost like fibrous, like leather. Like if you've ever, like gristle on a chicken bone. Like it's like that. Like you can't. It's really with a fucking brand new sterile scalpel. This is coming from dissection days when I was in school. We had to have 3 people hold the eye while the other person sawed through it. Like, it takes a lot to get actually through your eye. The only way you could is if someone, stabbed you through the pupil while it's huge or something, if that gives anybody any peace. Eyeballs are rough and tough. They're fucking wild. And inside's just fluid and a lens floating around, and the lens is pretty big, so to, truly ruin the eye, you'd have to have, a fuckery on your eye. Yeah, S24 is coming soon, yeah. No shit, S23s are good. I got the S22 Ultra. I've heard they're really good, and it was literally, more than half price off, which is the perfect. It's the perfect. Ooh, Baldur's Gate meme? Gimme. Ah, fucking Christ, I lost it. Oh my god, is that KPPE? Hold on. No. Gross, but reassuring. It helps me, because my dogs, headbutt me in the eye all the fucking time. And I think about that, is my eye gonna pop? And I have to think back to school to when we dissected things, and I'm like, no, there's no fucking way. The amount of pressure, there's no way. It's seriously, it's so hard. I can't think of anything in life other than fibrous tissue of meat. If you've ever carved meat and had to cut off all the white tissue, that white fibery stuff that you can get it off the meat, but cutting through it, even with a sharp knife, you got a saw. That's what your eye is made of. It's hardcore. Got shot in the eye by an arrow. Exactly. Or I had a patient who shot through his eye with a shotgun. That'll do it. That'll do it. Guinea pigs get hay poke. Oh, guinea pigs are so stupid. It's incredible that they survive, but I love them. Okay, I've got a bunch of these videos up really quick. I'm gonna get rid of this doll one because it's gonna give me nightmares for the rest of my life. She's good at what she does. I'm not contending that. I just have to pee, and I think my dogs do too. So we're gonna take a real quick break, and I'm moving over to the KPP one. Hold on. Stop. Pause. Okay. Move. Did we watched that one? We watched that one. Okay. Shotgun in the eye and he lived? Yeah. He was actually an attempted unaliving. He was on every single drug you can think of and put a shotgun in his mouth. But because he was on every drug ever, he put a shotgun in his mouth and angled this way. So it took out his entire eye socket and then a chunk of his skull right here, but no brain at all. It did not graze the brain, so he was totally fine. And he was on so many fucking drugs that he basically put himself in an anesthetic coma. And when his family found him, they brought him in and everything. If you guys have ever heard the story of how I accidentally touched someone's brain, ding ding, that was him. Yeah. He didn't I mean, literally, he shot out the entire soft palate of his mouth, and they replaced it with thigh skin, and it was hairy. Like, I saw it, and to this day, I wonder if he has to shave his inner mouthpieces. I just wanna know. He was an asshole, by the way. I know. People the body is so hardy. You have to do I mean, there's, like obviously, there's places on the body where you can do very little damage and kill somebody, but for the most part, you have to do a lot of fucking damage to take out a human. It's wild. We're I mean, you guys have seen people with, like, a knife through their entire head, and they walk into the ER like, "I'm fine. Can you help?" Like, it's psychotic. The more I learned about the human body, the more I realized I knew nothing about the human body. Is that why McDonald's used to use cow eyeballs for their burgers? I don't know why they use cow eyeballs for their burgers. Did they? Hairy mouth, dude. I mean, no shit. One of my other patients I had, last story before we take a break because I got to pee really bad. But this is a short story. So I worked in a surgical ICU, not the PACU. So there's like surgery, the OR, and then there's post OR, the PACU, where people go recover, like wake up from anesthesia. And then there's the ICU, where if you're gonna have extended recovery time or probably more surgeries, that's where you come live, and that's with me. And, so I never really got to see people before surgery a lot of the time, before the initial surgery, like, they'd go through ER, go right into surgery. I never really got to see them before. I always just got a patient coming out of ER and, like, got about 15 seconds to register what the fuck was going on here, put them on a ventilator, and we're good. And I had this patient come out one time, and I fuck you not, what it looked like was imagine this is a piece of, what is it called? Oh, fuck. Like the fatty back bacon shit that people like deep fry. What is it? They make those little buns in Korean restaurants out of it. It's like fat meat. You guys know the shit I'm talking about. I'm just blanking on it. Fatback, is it called fatback? Imagine pork belly. Pork belly is what I'm thinking of. I think fatback's like the same thing. Pork belly. So imagine if this is a chunk of pork belly. She came out of the ER in her bed like this, with a fucking brick of hairy pork belly sticking out that mouth. And I'm supposed to put a ventilator on this person. And I'm standing in the doorway like, okay, normally I wouldn't ask, but like, what the fuck? She had gotten tongue cancer. And they removed the entire tongue to the root and replaced it with a chunk of hairy thigh skin. And they informed me that it has to look like this until the root of it heals, and then she'll go back into surgery and they'll carve up this thing to look like a tongue. But it won't be a tongue because there's no muscle in it. She's just gonna have like a floppy dick skin in her mouth forever. Like, why do she never smoked, never chewed, just got tongue cancer? Like, why does this happen to some people? That is one of the wildest things I've ever seen. I never got to see it sculpted, like, simply because, you work 3 days a week, you miss a lot of shit. But I saw, oh, it was hairy, and I still think, I wonder, like, does the hair just eventually fall off? I don't know. It's awful. It is truly fucking awful what some people go through for no goddamn reason. I mean, what's weird to me is the things that stick out in my brain, like the memories of people, are people who died who, like, did nothing to themselves to kill themselves. Like, for instance, I've had many ultra runners in their 40s drop dead on a hike. Their heart just stops. They're like vegan fucking power lifters, like the healthiest people in the world come in with metastatic cancer, and you're like, and it's not just like going by their life story, by their medical history, by just looking at the stats of everything else on their body. They've got great blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're healthy people. And you just wonder to yourself, like, what the fuck is going on? I saw more people die of lung cancer that was unexplainable or because of the genetic, whatever that gene is that gives you like genetic emphysema than I did cigarettes ever. Like double than I did seeing people die from cigarettes or emphysema. People with emphysema are in and out of the hospital all the time, but I more often saw people drop dead of things that were just like, what the fuck? Which is why I'm always saying, eat a fucking cupcake. Tomorrow is not guaranteed for anybody. Like, just stop guilting yourself thinking about tomorrow. Like, fucking eat a cupcake. It's wild. Metastatic means it has gone to, I think, 3 or more systems. It's so, cancer usually starts in one organ system. So like the blood, the bones, the kidney, the liver, whatever. And if it goes metastatic, I believe the definition is it's now spread to 3 or more systems of your body. So it's kind of really like really hard to cure at that point because we have different ways of attacking various systems and the types of cancers they get. It's similar to like if you've ever heard the term sepsis. People throw around sepsis a lot. Sepsis is a term similar to metastatic. Sepsis just means that an infection has now spread to 3 or more systems and or 3 or more systems have now shut down. They're no longer functioning the way they should. That's what septic means. So if someone has gone septic, it means that they are so sick, their body is now saying, we are not going to feed that system anymore, this system or this system, because all this is so sick, we have to hyper focus here. So like that's why some people's kidneys and liver and pancreas just like shut down because your body deems them not necessary. It'll prioritize your head and heart any day. That's septic, but that could be because of anything, if that makes sense. Like you can go septic because of anything. You can become metastatic because of many different forms of cancer and shit like that. Oh, Brad, I'm sorry. That's fucking sad. I know before if Facebook tries to use that for advertising, don't do that. David, and thank fuck. That's, I mean, a lot of the vast majority of the reason, or the vast majority of times I intubated someone was because they went septic. And basically, what we do is when we're intubating you, we're taking all the brunt off of your body for at least your lungs. So now your body can maybe start giving blood and nutrients to your kidneys again. Like, that's the theory, is like if we can take the brunt off the lungs, maybe the body can go and heal other areas, essentially. Fuck cancer.
One big resounding fuck cancer. Hard agree. Hard agree on that.
All right, I gotta pee real bad. We can continue to talk about this when we get back, or you guys can continue and I'll be right back, but I have to pee so fucking bad. Such a good song. It's just begun. What up, Rip Rooster? How are you, love? Welcome back, everybody. Come on in, the water's fine. Heaven knows you've tried. What up, Void? Good morning, love. How are you? Happy Faded Friday. I'm just moving shit around because you guys gave me a lot of videos. My computer is moving so slow. Scary, no. Not today, motherfucker. I hate it. I can always tell because I start typing and I watch it type like retroactively. I'm like, oh no. Oh my god, Queen. I mean, isn't that a good sign? I always think like if I haven't thought to smoke all day, it probably means I'm having a good time or like I'm doing something fun, right? Like I usually smoke like with you guys, which I'm having fun obviously, or when I'm sitting down trying to calm down, trying to like just make the time go by, I guess. Cheers. It didn't feel like 4 days. That's what most people say. Most people honestly say it feels like the best nap of their life. Other than the extubation and shit like that. Like all the line. Like obviously when they wake up, they're like, oh shit. But most people. God, don't, Katie. Hey, procrastinating's decent.
Hail Satan.
I wish I was better at smoking flower. I just can't handle the hot smoke. I do weed vape pens for less coughs. I totally get that. I can't smoke like out of a pipe. Or honestly, I've never had a dry herb vape that didn't like make me cough and burn. That's why I use bongs or like heavy bubblers that have water. This is the only way I can smoke and not cough myself to death. And to be honest, Rip, that's the smartest way to smoke. Real talk.
That bitch, and when I mean
Guilty,
bitch,
love.
I mean the most wonderful person in the world, ClassyKatie.
I'm sick too. I've got some tummy bug. I puked all day yesterday, honeybean. Solidarity. Toilet friends. Thank you for resummoning the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving it a swings. If you can, give give the baby some love for me. So from the research we have been able to do about weed and the dangers of smoking pot, the most dangerous thing about pot is if a crate of it falls on your head and snaps your neck. Like that's it. But the heat can be damaging. So they looked at like ancient corpses of people who lived in really, really northern places in the world where basically they had to boil everything, like they had to boil snow and ice to create water, et cetera, et cetera. So the vast majority of everything they were consuming was hot. And what they found, something just fell on my eyeball, probably an eyelash. What they found is basically chronic exposure to what I think, don't quote me on this, correct me if you guys know, I think it's 165 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit, figure it out in Celsius. That temperature, chronically exposed to the very sensitive mucous membrane of your throat, can cause the mucous membrane to start to break down, become necrotic, and then you have throat cancer. So the average lifespan of someone back when the bodies they're looking at, it was like 35, 40 years old for various reasons, but they could see that breakdown. So basically what they've come to the conclusion of is the colder you can make that smoke when you inhale it, the better it is for you. And the less you're like, we're all going to coughing isn't necessarily always caused by the heat, but I'm trust you guys, your body. When it's the heat, when you get like that burn in your throat, that's when you need to pay attention to like how big, like the way to take the coolest hit is take a hit until this is full, not until you're already inhaling the smoke. Pull the bowl, exhale, and then take an inhale. And that gives all that smoke enough time to cool down. So it's not 100, flame temperature. Because that chronically, and by chronic, I mean it's happening so often that your body doesn't have time to heal the damage in between exposures to the damage. And so like kind of like sepsis, but not sepsis. Your body's going to give up. It's going to be like, I can't heal this anymore. You just keep going deeper and deeper. So it is smart. Like if you notice that you're coughing a lot because of heat, I highly advise this was $30 from my local dispensary. This is such a perfect little bubbler. It looks like a little cock or something. I think they called it a Buddha bubbler or something. But it's got a perfect little barrel. It holds just enough cold water. I usually put it in the fridge or something like that. But it's smart. Like don't cook your throat. If you notice that it's hot and it burns and like so for instance, if you take a hit and you cough a bunch and then you're over it and you don't have lingering any sort of sensation or pain or burning, it's not from the heat. You're coughing because your bronchial tubes are spasming because you've filled them with smoke. That's why you're coughing. But if you feel that leftover burn in your throat, like your throat's feeling kind of raw, it's too hot. You need to get a bigger bong, bigger bubbler, cool the water down, something like that. Been cuddling Missy for 3 days. Good. Fun story. First time I smoked from a pipe, no one gave me the what to do's. Oh, good. Hard same, dude. I held my thumb on the carb. Oh, God. You torched the whole bowl and just kept torching it the whole time. I burnt the shit out of my throat. I had to use my nephew's albuterol nebulizer to recover for a week. Jesus fuck. My long distance girlfriend was in town to visit, and it was the first day we tried to smoke together, and I couldn't talk beyond a raspy, ragged whisper for the whole weekend. That is fucking bad. That's so bad. Man, I love being people's weed Sherpa because I hate when people have those kind of experiences. I had the same. First time I ever smoked out of a pipe, no shit. I think I've told this story many times because it's funny to me. It's funny and dangerous, don't do this. But one of my friends in middle school got some pot. I don't know how, but she got some pot and she brought it over to my house. She was like, we should smoke this. And we had never smoked before. My sister was there. Katrina was there. And Katrina was like my dad, my bio dad who was dead, he had a box that I guess it's like a pipe tobacco box or whatever. And along the edges of it, it had little divots where like 6 of these really fancy wood carved pipes sat. And then it had a lid and like that's where all the tobacco or whatever was kept. I don't know if he smoked on them or whatever, but we took one of those pipes and we cut a square of my parents' screen door, like a brand new screen door out of the basement, like the bottom left corner. I still remember we sat there and cut a square out of it, stuffed it into this tobacco pipe and then stuffed some of this whatever the fuck the weed was into it, and we all smoked it. And all I remember is like my vision got like a needle pin, and everything was like TV static around everything I could see, but like this much. It was nothing. I could barely see anything. And I'm pretty positive we got rocked out of our minds off the chemicals that they cover screen doors in, because this was like early 2000s when screen doors, they're not just aluminum, screen, they're like covered in some sort of clear material that makes them weatherproof and rustproof and all that shit. And we just lit that shit up and smoked it. I didn't smoke pot again for years because I was like, if that's it, that is too much. Like that was what, but I think I might have like royally fucked myself. royally. I don't know. We all got, and I just remember laying down on the couch on my side and trying to watch a movie, but all I could see was like this, and it was just like fuzz. It was wild. And I took like probably one of the best naps in my life. All people ever told me is hold your thumb on the carb when you inhale. No one ever said let go. Rude. I was so confused. Why a pipe when you have a hole? You had to hold. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I didn't understand the concept of a carb until we started making our own pipes. Like in high school and shit, making little apple pipes, or every day at lunch, me and a couple of the softball girls would drive off to this like little dead end road or whatever near our school, because I lived in the middle of fuck nowhere. And I would chug a Diet Coke can on this little 5-minute drive and crinkle it down and make a pipe out of that. And I don't know who taught me. It's been too long. I have no idea who the fuck taught me how to do it. But I remember taking a safety pin or a push pin, and doing all the holes in the side. And that's how I learned what the fuck a carb was. I had to like make one to ask, because I just never had any idea. Dude, Guild. Story time first. Oh yeah. First I smoked out of a bong was my best friend's crazy Cajun roommate. He had converted his ex-wife's manual breast pump into a bong.
I'm sorry, what? You win.
Your first time smoking was out of a breast pump bong? You win. Dude, you fucking what? You win. You win. I have never smoked out of anything like that, and my first time was not near as cool as that. Yeah, that might be you need to write a Reddit story. You could be a Reddit front pager with that one, dude. First time smoking was out of his ex-wife's manual breast pump. That's fucking amazing. Yeah, it's sick in the greatest way. My first time with a bong was after high school, which for me when I had to relearn how to do basically everything. Yep. And I hiccuped. Oh no. I've done that so many times, and you get the smoke in your stomach and then you burp smoke. Oh, it's the worst. I hiccuped mid-hit because I didn't release my thumb quick enough. Was so high I was freaking out inside. While trying to hide how high I was since I was over at a friend's place. Oh, dude, that was probably the best. Like I said, at lunch, me and a couple of softball girls, we would drive 5 minutes into this dead end road smoke pot. And then when we came back, we all had the same class together, and it was like current world studies or something with our softball coach. And I remember he would look at me and be like, Katie, open your eyes. You can't sleep in class. And I would be sitting there like, my eyes are open. My eyes are open. They were open. I could see him, but I was like so fucking high that they were doing this kind of shit, you know? And it totally looked like I was asleep. And but I wasn't. Like, he would write something on the board and I would read it, and he'd be like, okay, whatever. Open your fucking eye. Like, it was great. Great times. There have been white papers on the physiology of smoking flower. Prevailing opinions say you should be inhaling 50% outside clean air when smoking a joint. Not sure how that converts to other devices. I mean, honestly, like, that makes sense like just thinking of that in terms of respiratory machines, like BiPAPs, CPAPs, etc. Everything incorporates outside air into it. I wonder if it has something to do with pressure and shit like that. The crazy Cajun also mixed shit together. So let's just. Oh God, probably wasn't weed I was smoking either. I've done that. Happened to me one time. It was like way later. I was in college, but I had just gone through a breakup, so I was kind of in that mental state of like, don't do this. I'm not excusing it in any way, but my behavior was like, oh, you have anything that will fuck up my mental state? Let me have it. And I have no idea what I was doing. But I went over to a friend of mine's brother's house on 4th of July, and he said he had weed, and I was like, fuck yeah. And he handed me a pipe that was preloaded, and I smoked it. But I am almost positive there was definitely something else in it. We went and watched fireworks for 4th of July, which were not as exciting as I thought they would be. And then I just remember, if you're familiar with Bellingham, Washington, I remember walking from the bay up to the campus, which is like 3 to 5 hills that are about this steep. And I didn't feel anything. I felt like a superhero. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't breathing hard. I didn't need to breathe hard. I thought I had wings. Like, I was just marching these hills, and everyone behind me was like, what the fuck? We should get a bus. And I was just like, oh my. I have no idea what I smoked, though. Holy shit. To this day, no idea. It wasn't just weed, though, because weed don't do that. My first time with a bong was the dude made one out of an apple and a pen. And a pen. I don't know if we ever used a pen. We would just do 2 cores and then a carb. Softball girls, dibs on the band name. Dude, the softball girls were the filth, like, wild. Softball girls, man. Softball girls. Like, literally, I think me and one other person on the team were the only people that didn't chew tobacco all day long. Like, my entire softball team was like these well put together, like, preppy jock girls, but they always had a dip in. Like, imagine that. It was so wild. And I just thought it was so fucking gross and everyone went there. Definitely fucked with cigarettes, though. Who the fuck didn't? But, like, gross. Ew. And I can still spit farther than any of them. Some pills, they're 1 milligram THC, 24 milligram CBD. Do they work pretty well? If it's 1 milligram of THC, I would almost guarantee that your stomach would burn up that 1 milligram before it would have any effect. The CBD can make you sleepy if you've never taken CBD before. CBD has exactly 0 psychoactive effect, which is why a lot of people will take CBD and be like, I didn't feel anything. It doesn't work. It doesn't have a psychoactive effect whatsoever. CBD is known for like taking down swelling, and helping with pain and relaxation. And the only thing I've ever heard is if you take too much CBD and you're not used to it, you can get like overtly sleepy. Like just kind of like, bleh. Women. Oh, dude, Queen, my entire team. I wouldn't be shocked if some of them still did. I was a catcher. Dude, that bitch and I have way too much in common. It's weird. 100% seahorse. No shit. Anything that's going to go into your stomach has to go through that acidic system. And of course, some things are designed to, but 1 milligram of THC versus the CBD, if anything, you might feel a little sleepy. That being said, if you're like drug tested or anything like that, any amount of THC, I have no idea. It depends on your body makeup and your biology, but that can build up in your system over time. And you could end up not passing a drug test, even though it's such a small amount of THC. So be aware of that. I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard rumor that some workplaces actually do like hair tests to see if you've ever done weed, which is insane. Like, I guess they can test the follicle or some shit like that because this is all dead. Like, I don't know, man. It seems wild to me that people care that fucking much about weed to pay a lab to test hair, like DNA shit, but sure. That's so funny. I was a catcher. My little sister was a pitcher. Have you heard about the hair test? So have I. And no shit. So tell me where you heard they were happening. The place that I heard from multiple people that worked there that were doing hair tests was no shit. It was like a factory that built fireplaces. It was called Aladdin. And these people they just built fireplaces. Like, not just built fireplaces, but I'm saying, like, the hospital didn't even drug test like that. Like, when I got drug tested to work at Hopkins, they let me bring my purse, backpack, all my things into the bathroom with me to take the piss test. Like, I literally could have had barrels of fake pee with me. They don't even do that. Like, it just seems a little fucking wild. No shit, your employer does it. Looks for trace amounts of drugs. But why? That seems so expensive. Like, for weed. I work for a hospital, pee test only. Yep, that's what we did. And literally, they didn't give a fuck. I once went for a job and they made me get a drug test. It was kind of scary and I read about it there. No shit. Did they do the hair one? I've never had the hair one done. Automotive manufacturer's hair test. I wonder if it has something to do with the danger of like working on those conveyor belts and assembling all that shit. The assembly line, is that what you call it? I wonder if it's like the danger of, getting your hand ripped off by something or fucking something like that. It's got to be, right? Because I can't see why else. It's got to be liability. They took hair for a test when I joined the police. Okay, well, come on now. Here's the thing. Like, it's so sad, and I'm sure you can identify with this, but like, as a medical professional, I would never and have never been high at work. I would never get high before work. I would never be high at work. And what's sad is that 1 or 2 fucking assholes decide to be high at work and ruin it for everybody. So then they got to drug test us and shit. And I'm sure it's the same with any professional field like that, firefighters, cops, etc. It's like the vast majority of us are responsible fucking adults that realize that, you know what, this would be more fun high, but I'm not going to do that because the 0.0001% chance that my reactions are slowed down and I fucking kill a kid or something aren't worth it. Why? But there's that one fucking person out there that ruins it for fucking everybody. Gas pipeline. See, that makes sense because you're probably working with a lot of heavy duty shit that you could fucking kill people or yourself, right? The local RV factory does hair tests. It's wild. It's got to be something to do with danger, right? Only drug test I get is to make sure I'm taking my ADHD meds. That's amazing. Yeah, exactly. They don't want you wasted in building cars that people drive or probably fireplaces that could burn your fucking house down. That's what I'm thinking too, yeah. Not sure if hair test or no, but we're government contractor and best the test way too often anyone who works on those contracts. That's my dad's work is like that. My dad is a construction worker. I guess you would call him a pipe layer. Haha, the jokes are immense. But he's an underwater welder. He's a welder by trade. And he said he gets drug tested, I swear to God, at least once a month. That man has never done a drug. He hasn't done a drug since he was like 16 years old. He barely drinks beer. Like, he's so fucking sober, boring, old farmer dude, but they are constantly drug testing, and I think it's because every single person he works with, himself included, they're always involved in huge machinery, like heavy-duty machinery, and if they fucking run someone over, like, because they're high, right? Like, that kinda makes sense. You do IT, okay, that doesn't make sense. Like, if you do IT in my opinion, if you do IT, like, I mean, I guess you could seriously fuck some shit up if you were high though, right? I don't know anything about IT, but I'm thinking, yeah, there's gotta be ways to test people to see if they're using at work. I think the same. Like that's the problem is that smoking weed, and I've talked about this so many fucking times. I know I sound like a broken record, but for real, if I take one hit off my bowl, not toasting the entire bowl, doesn't matter, one hit off the bowl, I know for a fact that the vast majority of people, myself included, are going to be actively, psychoactively high for maximum 2 hours. And that's being so stupid generous. That's being like really, really, really fucking generous. Why should I be It's like being punished for having a glass of wine at the end of the day, right? That's essentially the same thing. And it's fucking stupid. This reminds me of when I was in a specific seminar for aspirant technologists, trichologists, aspirant trichologists, and hairdressers with chemistry interests. And I shit you not, we had this exact combo. They held a discussion about how wildly pseudoscientific hair tests are for drugs. Thank you. Thank you. It's been proven that you can pass positive for THC just by being around it because your hair follicles open and close. Like, it's just asinine. Meanwhile, my mom has worked for the state government for 30 years and has never once been drug tested. That's amazing. I mean, I was only drug tested one time for every hospital I worked at to get the job. And then I was never, ever, ever drug tested again. Like, I think the only reason they would drug test me at the hospital is if narcotics went missing and I even had access. Like, there's so many ways to track. I mean, you guys all watch The Good Nurse or whatever. Like, there's so many ways to track who the fuck is getting into Pyxis and pulling drugs out. I don't even have access to any narcotics. That's not what I do. Like, narcotics don't go into your lungs. So not my jam. So I never, like, even when shit went missing, there was no fucking way. I cannot legally pull it out. Well, not legally, but like, if you don't have a patient that's requiring something, it's not going to be available to you in the Pyxis. You can't just go pull out drugs willy-nilly. Like, a doctor literally has to put an order in, and then the Pyxis activates that order, and then you can go pull it out. It's such a fucking convoluted system. My dad, but it's good. It's there for a reason, obviously. My dad was stationed in Thailand, and he joked he worked for the railroad. He was laying ties.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's pretty good, though. I kind of wonder how dyeing your hair would affect that test also, especially if you bleach your hair. If you bleach your hair, from what I know, and Fox can probably correct us, or anyone in here who has cosmetology experience or licenses, like, from what I understand, when you bleach your hair, essentially what the bleach does is it makes the follicle of the hair strand break open violently, and all of the color and everything is bleached inside the hair strand. Which is why it looks like straw and is gross looking, right? Like, it's not the same shiny nice. It's fucking like, I just don't understand how that wouldn't compromise doing a drug test on a hair strand, right? Another freaky weed story. These are the best. Also probably laced. I'm glad I'm not the only one that got attacked by that. Let's say freaky girl with penis pipe at party, awesome. Hit it a few times, got caught in mouth, found a bottle of Captain Morgan. Next day, friends asked if I remembered anything, and I said I vaguely remember pulling up carpet, and they were like, "Yeah, we put that back."
I'm sorry, what?
Vaguely, is that like a pussy joke, or were you legitimately pulling up fucking carpet? These tests started off as a legitimate opioid test at first, but the science branched off into pseudoscientific proof that someone does drugs, even though their hair tests only show super specific drug use like opium. It's so that's yeah, it doesn't feel legal, but if you don't have suitable head hair for testing, they'll harvest hair from elsewhere. No, they'll take but I don't. Would an arm hair work? I wonder. I've never worked anywhere that did that, not even hospitals, which is interesting. What up, C-Town? How are you? Any hair will work. Damn. Eyebrow hair. I was literally trying to think of places on my body that had hair other than my head. I was like, my arm fuzz? I definitely have arm fuzz. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about it. I was throwing up in the toilet, pulling up carpet all the time, screaming that I wanted to die, seeing everything in pretty colors in slow motion. Holy shit, you smoked something fucked up. You might have actually smoked the penis. So they are. That's what I was thinking, Eliza. So I heard many things, like people, I didn't hear anything from anyone official, just people working at these places. And a lot of people said they would test like an inch of your hair because that's like 6 months or 5 months or something of your life. And then they could see if you've done weed for 5 months. But I've heard mostly that it's testing the follicle because that's the only part that's alive that you can actually test, right? I hope this makes up for the puppet mask video. I can't blame you for the puppet mask video. That's that lady. She exists. The reason I use Android is because Adam and Eve had an apple and fucked everything up. Oh my god. Pubes would just tell him whomever was giving your oral may have been high, right? We're gonna be talking about the penis. I mean, seriously, like, what if that was like a homemade bong and it wasn't rated for heat, and so you were like lighting up plastic and smoking plastic fumes of a penis, like you smoked a cock. So they can look at how long ago you've done it. Okay, so it's kind of little column A, little column B then. It's cheaper and makes more sense to do just an inch, as that's about 2 to 3 months of worth. That's so stupid. I work at an aircraft maintenance place. We have to comply a lot with federal regulations, safety of the planes, and we get random drug tests, but it's just a piss test. And safety of planes, like, again, makes sense. And like, even myself, being drug tested as a respiratory therapist makes sense. I'm taking care of people on a fucking life support machine. I get it. I would never go to work high. I would never fucking do that. But someone did and ruined it for everybody, so they drug test. Bleaching hair opens up the cuticles and either dissolves or makes melanin pigments wash off. Eumelanin gets bleached. Is it eumelanin or e-melanin? I think it's eumelanin. I think you taught me this. Eumelanin gets bleached off easier, which is a bigger molecule and is responsible for cold hair tones, which as pheomelanin is warm tones that has smaller, harder to get. So that's why red's so hard to get rid of. That's really cool to learn, actually, because every time I've ever gotten my hair done, i.e. bleached, they are always blown away by how light my hair gets so fast. Because my hair is, like, black-brown naturally. And I'm like, I don't know why, but my hair bleaches really, really easily and really, really fast. It's because it's cool-toned. I didn't know that. What if we held the individual responsible for their own actions? Oh my god, Chronicle, what? Get out. Not in this economy. Get out. Not in this economy. That chick that had the penis pipe was trippy. She would smoke, and the more she smoked, her eyes would pop out like those people. Oh, God. What? Oh, no. Oh, I know the eyes you're talking about. Absolutely not. I know there's different color bleach bases to get different tones out better. Is it like, oh, I didn't see. This is why I pay people to bleach my hair. I don't want to fuck my hair up. They were shocked at how quick my hair lifted and it was too bright. Mine does the same. Like, mine doesn't go orange. It goes pretty platinum blonde immediately, which I'm very thankful for because it means I can do it and dye it however I want. I've never had to have my hair bleached twice, which is amazing. Well, and federally, it's not legal. Plus, if you're a mechanic and you have a federal license, don't want to put that in jeopardy. Same with medical licenses. It's all federal licensing. Yep. Yep, F up bad, they yank your license for everywhere. According to my mom, I just had long I think I looked like Wednesday Addams, except with bangs. Like, I had these straight across black bangs, and then there's just black hair in, like, this cube cut. This video loaded. Cross our dicks and hope that game's not on Unity, right? Cause, that would suck. Oh, there's a magic mirror you can change your appearance anytime. Oh my god, fuck yes. Fucking finally. Yeah. I don't know how to know, but, like, I fucking hope not. Because that's literally my biggest panic now about any game coming out that I actually wanted to experience or want to play. I'm like, oh, please don't be made on Unity. Please. My heart will poop out my butt. I can't handle that. Hold on, I gotta clear out some. I got too many. God damn. If she's a weaver, why does she have a spindle? I mean, Sarunlin, thank you. I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it, but she's spinning, not weaving. A weaver? Wouldn't you have to walk around with like a fucking loom or something? Like slamming a fucking loom wood bar. Have a Wunderbar day. Are you still playing the same game? Have fun. Unity apology tweet, is it new? Or is it something we already saw? She is a spinner, right? I know. I mean, I don't know. Do people weave straight off the spindle? I don't think so. Okay, it's one of the old ones. No, it is. They're funny. I mean, the funniest parts about the whole Unity thing to me personally were everything that involved all the different people that had Unity games being like, I fucking hate it here. We've never made a public announcement, and this is how you've really fucked up. Like, those ones just gave me a sense of life in my soul. I don't know what the fuck it was. It, like, renewed something in my heart. Just seeing people be like, I don't know, painfully real. I love the sorry for the misunderstanding. Like, they weren't trying to rip everyone off. Yeah, it's like, I mean, what misunderstanding? I think we understand. They didn't take anything back, did they? I don't think they did any take-sees, back-sees or anything. Or did they? I don't know. I just love it. I think they said they're making new statements soon, but that doesn't mean they're changing anything, right? It just means they're making another statement, I think, right? I don't know. I might be cynical. Did they backpedal on some stuff? No shade. Okay. Since you did the whole shallow girl dress up thing, I think Zeke needs oh my god, turn him into like an NSYNC member. It's gonna be me. Oh my god, that's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down. A boy band member. Oh, actually, I just watched the most recent Hot Ones. You might have watched this too, but they have the entirety of NSYNC on the new Hot Ones, and it was actually fucking hilarious. Those guys have a pretty good sense of humor about life. Now it's a flat 4% if you make 1 million or more. But if you don't make $1 million, is it $1 million or 1 million downloads? How can we word this to fool everyone? Right? Yeah. Yeah. They say they're talking to people, but that probably means they're waiting for the noise to die down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is 1% less than Unreal. It's back to sales. Oh. Remember that asshole from Artisan Builds? I forget his name, but he and the Unity CEO and Elon should become best friends and just scam each other. Oh my god, they could do a wobbly H and probably make a lot of money off that ponzies. It's back to sales and not installs. Thank fuck. I don't understand how they could justify the installs part. Does anybody else? That didn't make any sense to me. I don't know. How? Why? Why and how? How and why? How can you take money from people that aren't making any money? And Biff, I said the same. I don't know, but my feeling, I was talking to this after Zach did the show with Raimi on Sunday. I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, even if they backpedaled literally everything, it very much feels like the situation with Xbox. Xbox did the same thing, tried to backpedal, but I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I don't think anybody else really trusts him anymore either. Apparently, they're offering people the opportunity to use Unity's. I'm sorry, my mouth is fucked up today. To use Unity's ad program and can waive the revenue requirement per download. So, like, run ads, and is that am I scoping this correctly? Is this like a run adsies thing? Feels a little bit like running adsies thing. Damage has been done, yeah. I believe they also walked back on the retroactive thing. Fucking that couldn't have been legal, right, Mike? Thank you. That one baffled me more than anything, is that they could base what they're going to take from you today on retroactive downloads of your game. How? Banks do it all the time, but banks own the world. That doesn't excuse anything. One Unity guy I watch on YouTube is even planning on switching for his next game. Wow. Like a guy who works for Unity. Yeah, is it running ads for their software in the game? Oh, so you're not running ads for Unity. You're running ads that Unity picks. So basically, Unity has the contract with the ad people, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Interessante. Conspiracy theory hat mode. I bet the whole Unity bullshit happened so that other stock owners would sell their stocks so that Unity could buy them back themselves for a low price or something along those lines. Do you think they're that smart? Someone said something a little bit similar. Someone said they were doing something like this because they wanted to tank the company or something, or like insider trading shit, like somehow boost the sales of other companies, something like that. I don't remember the exact specifics of it. He's a game dev, damn. People need to revolt from Unity. They're going super insane. It's like, I agree. If you're willing to make a statement that fucking off-putting, I don't know. And like, we watched that fucking 40-minute video of that guy breaking it down. Of everything I got out of that, I would never trust them again. What up, Kodiak? How are you, love? People need to revolt from Unity. They're going super insane. I agree. Like, half their board sold stock a week before the announcement. Yeah, lots of stock, which I guess I asked chat, like I asked people that know about stocks, and they said it's regular for people to be constantly selling stock, but not so much to be selling like that much stock immediately before a move like this, because they know the move is happening. Like, there's no way they didn't. There was a rumor that they were trying to tank the company so they can be bought. Was that the one I was thinking of? I don't know what the website deal is with any of it, what the whole deal is with any of it. Bezabelli, so essentially Unity is a program people can use to build and create video games. If you've ever played Hollow Knight or seen Hollow Knight, that's on there. Pokemon games are built on Unity. It's a program to build video games. And the company Unity, out of nowhere, was going to start charging people who make video games with Unity per download of their game, not taking into account whether or not the game was free, whether it was a demo, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it was just like insane. And they were going to base what they charged these people today on retroactive numbers. Like, it's just insane. It sounds illegal to me still. Yeah, it's basically really complicated insider trading. What up, Luna? How are you, Bean? That sounds like a whole scheme to implement backdoors. The more they speak, the worse they sound. Dude, I identify with that. Unity makes me think of Mr. Krabs. Oh my god, I just found out last night who voices Mr. Krabs. I know. Oh, Neil Blomkamp made a few short films with Unity. I didn't know that. Damn. The Terraria devs. Oh no shit. Was Terraria built on Unity as well? Wow. It's like so many games I had no idea. Among Us and Fall Guys are Unity. Damn, Zag. It wasn't much stock. It was a small amount. Was it? See, I don't know anything about stock or money, like, at all. So everything looks like a lot. It's 100% illegal. It felt like it. It felt like a whole lot of bullshit. That was my computer. If anybody's freaking out, why? Don't. It's not you. It's me. My computer just decided to do a thing, and I don't know why, so we're just going to ignore it. We're ignoring it. Don't worry about it. It was me. It was me. Ah! Cult of the Lamb is Cult of the Lamb. We read so many statements by different people that actually have games on Unity. I can't even think of them all. It's crazy. Like, Microsoft has games on there. Nintendo has games on there. Like, if you talk about the big fucking names that have shit on there, it gets really wild. You got COVID? No. Sisu people sell stock all the time and usually have to schedule it like 6 months in advance. How do you know if theirs was scheduled or if they did it on the fly? Could you? Why are you opening a second Krusty Krab right next to the first? Money. Starbucks. Dessert, just the world. Capitalism. I don't fucking know. It all. Vertical yearly downloads. Horizontal. Revenue per download in cents. So this is what they were going to do, Eliza? Hold on, I'm just trying to understand it. Okay, yeah, I get it. This is what they were going to do. Or is this the back pedal? Is this a back pedal? I don't know. But the CEO selling his stocks isn't itself a red flag. Is that a red flag? Cool. Thank you. I seriously know nothing about stock trading and shit like that. So I try not to speak on it. And I appreciate people who know things about that, like edumacating. I don't know that shit. The CEO only sold 5K out of 3 million shares. Sketchy, but not illegal. Cool. Okay. That makes sense. No, I mean, honestly, 5K out of 3 million isn't a ton, but still sketchy, yeah. This is the outlook if they follow through. Okay, so vertical is yearly downloads. Horizontal is revenue per download. And this was before they went to sales. This was just per download. So even if it was like a demo of a game or a free game, under 1 million yearly revenue threshold. I mean, that's Unity takes less than 5% of your revenue. It seems crazy. It seems crazy. As soon as I had symptoms, I went to the doc. Good. After symptoms started, I wasn't near anyone. Good. Well, you're not an idiot, though. You wouldn't go fucking cough on people or lick produce. They were originally going to charge the devs of the game 20 cents per download. Yeah, the CEO, or wait. They can't just sell whenever they want for exactly this kind of reason. The FTC will go after them for insider trading if they didn't do it. If they did do it. So they have to say, this is the pricing chart. Thank you, Zag. Yeah, I opened it on the wrong monitor. I got rest. Get lots of vitamin C in your body, soup, salt, all the things. Take care of yourself. Shit's not to be fucked with. If you look up games made with Unity and go to the Steam page where they curate games made out of Unity engines, go to the top sellers tab. There are so many well-known games. Isn't it like Genshin Impact or something is on there as well? You just made me think of that. Speaking of popular games, if the demo's included in the full game, as in it's part of it and not a separate X, it counts as a game download. Yes. Yeah, that's what we were reading. Like, if the full game is not available with the demo, like if the demo comes out and it's only one level and it's not the entire game, then it counts. Yeah. The CEO likely gets a lot of stock instead of just cash, so he will sell some regularly. This was a small amount for him. Genshin Impact is made with Unity. That's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I was moving this over. This is the other one. This is the thing that we looked at with the person that was going over the entire leaked thing. The revenue threshold, install threshold, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So 20 cents per install. And another 2 board members sold 100K shares the week before. Do you know out of how many shares? I know that's just a stupid question, but I guess that matters. This was the Reddit article the graph came from, if anyone cared. I care. I mean, it's like, I don't make video games, but I feel like this is like the politics of our little micro world, and I feel like it's kind of important to be aware of. The top comment, couldn't you theoretically launch the game for free and have a Patreon for your studio and have 0 revenue per project? Hold on, I want to see if someone knocked on my door. The dog's cheese last night, so the farts have been real. I'm really hyper about the fucking door. I'm sorry about that, but like it's FedEx, dude. It's important because it affects the devs and eventually us, the consumer. The fucking suits at the top want to fuck with us both. Exactly. And if we ignore this stuff and think to ourselves like it's not a big deal and it's not going to extend to us, it's not going to affect us, that's just bullshit. It will. It is. It'll absolutely. I mean, we already like, are we going to get Silk Song? Like, all those games that we watched all those amazing trailers for, including that one we literally just. Why? Why are you barking today? Like, if any of them are made on Unity, I don't know, dude. It's kind of crazy to think about. That, and I don't know why Like, what did anyone do to Unity to make them want to stab people like that? Like, just like dick stab. I don't understand. This is just me. I don't think so. I don't know. It's something that's important to pay attention to, I think. The more eyes that are on it, I think the less often companies like that will try to pull bullshit like that. You know what I mean? I know you guys are smart thinking people. I just hope the rest of like the gaming community also pays attention to this stuff at least a little bit and stays up on it. Like I was so happy that Frames covered it with Raimi because Raimi can talk about it forever. He knows so much about it. He's so in depth on it, and it really brings a lot of eyes to it. It's important. Are there zero self-aware people high up at Unity? And that's that's Taco. I said the same thing. Like what it feels like is that these people making decisions don't play video games and they're not in any way part of the video game world. And that's the only reason I think that is it's the only way I can justify why they would make a move like this, knowing a lot of their games are made on huge names like Nintendo and shit like that. Like Nintendo would pull their dick out so fucking fast. But these people have no scope. What they hear Pokemon, they probably think the card game. You know? Thank you for the resub, Vile. This doesn't feel right. 40 already? Holy shit.
What the fuck? That's so many months, though. Thank you for resubbing class, keeping class 11, giving a fucking anus its wings. God damn. Jesus Christ.
Any studio is already paying Unit. It's the indie single programmer that's not paying Unity, right? And they would be the most fucked. They would be bent over. But I think they changed. I mean, it would have fucked. I mean, it wouldn't have fucked, but it would have dented those big. Are they publishers? Is that what you call like Nintendo and shit like that? The big what are they? Developers, publishers? I'm bad on the lingo. But because what Unity stated, at least in what we read, was that they were basing what they were going to start charging you based on your downloads. They were going to base that number on retroactive downloads. So it would have been a fat bill for anybody that had over X amount of downloads, right? All these CEOs and shareholders see money and don't care about making the consumer enjoy the game. They don't care, and they have no scope on it. And it's sad. Like, it's sad because I don't think anyone should be forced to play video games, but if that's what you're working in, they just can't. They have no scope on the reality of what they tried, I guess. That's just what it feels like, so I don't know. I read they tried to cut Among Us a side deal to keep them on the engine. I wonder how many big people are going to pull out of that engine no matter what now. Oh shit, Soup, no shit. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that. They're probably scared as fuck. They made a big dumb move. They thought their pants were a lot bigger. I doubt it because the investors, shareholders have their own heads up their ass and think they're smarter than the average bear and think they can fuck and step all over people and expect us to take it raw, no rubber. Dude, a fucking men. And even though we don't make games, we gotta have the backs of the people that make our life. Like, games are my life. I play video games all the fucking time. I love them. You just woke up? Nice. Good for you. I just woke up not too long ago. Also, I'm a big dumb butt. My flight isn't until Sunday. Oh, fuck. Are you fucked? Or are you fine? I know Slay the Spire devs are jumping ship. Yep, Slay the Spire. According to the tweets anyways, the people who made Cult of the Lamb are gonna jump. And then, I just want Silksong. Like, I love Hollow Knight so much. And I don't know if Hollow Knight's, from what when we were learning about it the day all this went down, I asked chat because there's a lot of developers and a lot of coders and a lot of people in the techie world in our community, and I asked them like, what's the reality of if you had a game almost completely built on Unity, moving that to a new, what do you call it, design program. And they said it's possible, but not easy at all. Engine to another engine. Thank you. I would pull out of this engine. So would I. I wouldn't trust them at all. Because who's to say they're not going to do it again? The new CEO is the CEO of is the guy who was the CEO of EA during EA's dark period when they were the most hated company. Like, that's the guy doing all this shit. Can we abolish the existence of people in business suits and marketing degrees in gaming industries? These people are literally the landlords of the dev space these days. It sucks. It's like, I agree with you, but I feel like we need someone in the space who isn't just an artist. Because artists they'll let a project go out forever. They'll never release it because it'll never be perfect. Like, you need somebody, but there has to be a middle ground, right? Yeah, don't fuck with my fucking hobby. Lots of people already said they won't make games with Unity. Damn. Just the person picking me up is a little frustrated because they canceled their Saturday night plans. Oh, boo. That's very nice of them, though, to still pick you up. Speaking of getting effed over, have you seen the latest, some more news? The one on planned obsolescence? No. Is it about iPhones? Rust is on Unity. No shit. From what little I know, moving engines is extremely resource intensive. I mean, Bethesda hasn't since before Skyrim. That's true. And funny. I guess the game that it's gonna hit really hard financially is Pokemon Go. Is all Pokemon made on Unity? Pokemon? Is it Pokemon? Pokemon? I don't know. I wasn't allowed to play when I was a kid. Why'd they hire the guy that's synonymous with evil publishers, Corpos? Honestly, I don't know how that guy would get hired with anyone. City Skylines, no shit. Wow. I heard that the recent Pokemon games are on Unity, but I'm not sure if all of them are. Oh my god, Viata, how I have weed grinded and you don't? Look at this. Who is she? Grinded? Ground. There are plenty of games that have one developer or a small team of dev gamers, and they're fine. Terraria, for example, is one really popular one with just a small team of devs and artists. And I know, but wouldn't they still be fucked? Dear Lord, I wish Bethesda would move engines. Their faces are super dated. I thought the same when I looked at, like, their graphics have not updated in like 50 years. Yeah, their shit has looked the same for so long. Grinded? Who is she? So the Cult of Lamb devs posted on their Steam page that their tweets about deleting the game were joking, but they obviously do take the situation very seriously, and that's maybe why they're leaving the tweets up. Good! They should take it seriously. It is pretty fucked. Ground seemed weird, so I on purpose used grinded, but then I carried on with grinded, so it totally did sound okay. Like, I kept on with it. It's fine. I also think Bethesda weren't absolutely vile to their employees. I know a fair amount of people that work for Bethesda and ZeniMax as a whole, and they have a relatively normal work experience. I wouldn't say it's like the worst, the best in the entire world, but the way they talk about their job sounds like every job I've ever had. Like, you work with shitty people, you work with awesome people. It's a job, but they're not treated horrifically. And I haven't seen, like, at least when I was working with people at Bethesda, etc., I didn't see like massive, disgusting layoffs or any bullshit like that. Right? Thank you. That's kind of what my brain was saying, but I couldn't think of a way to word it. CEOs keep getting rehired no matter how bad they fuck up. No other job works like that. It is insane. It is kind of crazy. Maybe politics works that way. That's the only, if that's a job. It's probably because it's easy to mod. It's easy to mod that shit. But yeah, I agree on updating their shit. It is easy to mod, and that's what a lot of people have told me is like a lot of their games come out a little bare bones and a little basic because they know they want to give modders the chance to do what they want to do. But I feel like that's an excuse to be lazy with game design. Again, I'm not a game dev, so like my opinion comes with a grain of salt, right? Subnautica, RimWorld, Beat Saber, Hearthstone. Hearthstone, no shit. My argument here was those small teams don't have a marketing person leading. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, leading and dictating their company, and they were fine. Working with a publisher isn't quite the same as having one as your CEO. Yes, I get what you're saying now, and I agree. Yep. Politics works that way. Just say you're sorry to media and off you go. You don't even have to say you're sorry half the time. For fuck's sake, man. It's like religion. Yeah, it's gross. Marvel Snap is Unity. Yep. Crazy. It's definitely gonna change like the atmosphere and culture of games for a bit, I think. Because I mean, if I was a game creator and I was looking for an engine to use, I not only would I not trust Unity, I'd be very, very, very skeptical of reading all the tiny little minuscule writing in every fucking engine I ever tried to build on again. Because like from what I understand, building a game from the ground up is mildly labor intensive and takes like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of arthritic fingers typing, like hundreds of thousands of hours. It's a lot of lifetime to invest in something that could bend you over dry. Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah. There's Unity, Unreal, and then the other one I was hearing about, Zag, was Godot, I think. This is the list file. Oh shit. Let me pull that up. Hold on. So the list of Unity games: Gooball, Dead Frontier, Off-Road Velociraptor Safari, Three Kingdoms Online, Cartoon Network Universe, Fusion Fall. These are all like early 2000s. Let's look at current ones. That was a little blast from the past, though. So to be announced, if that, Freedom Planet 2, Get the Fuck Out, The Last Night, Ooblets, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. A new Ori game. It's tough work, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Godot. Is it Godot like her name? I thought I was literally pronouncing it different from Gal Gadot because I felt like a dish. I felt like a dush. Yeah, a new fucking Ori game. And then for 2020, so these are the ones that are already out: Genshin Impact, Kerbal Space Program. Wow, Oddworld. I didn't know Oddworld was on there too. Damn. Let's see. I'll just read them all. It's not that bad. Ape Out, Call of Duty Mobile, Devotion, Doom, Nintendo Switch port, Human Fall Flat, Knights and Bikes, Mario Kart Tour. So there's a lot of Nintendo. Moon Remix RPG Adventure, Nintendo, My Friend Pedro, Outer Wilds, Phoenix Point. Oh, Pikaniku. I've heard of that game, but I've never played it. It's pretty popular, I think, though. Rec Room, Risk of Rain 2, The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, Untitled Goose Game, and Yick, a postmodern RPG. I don't know about those ones. Those are 2019. 2018, Aegis Defenders, Battletech, Beat Saber, Bloons TD, Chessaria, Dusk, Far Lone Sails, Fee? Maybe that's Fe, like, I don't know, Iron. Florence, Forgotten Annie, and Ghost of a Tale. I know Ghost of a Tale. That's a good one. Let's see. Gree. Oh my god, like Gree, like Gray. Oh shit. House Flipper, Ingress Prime, Just Shapes and Beats, Katamari Democracy Reroll, The Lost Legends of Redwall, Marvel Strike Force, NASCAR Heat 3, OKKO, Let's Play Heroes, Overkick 2, Overload, Overcooked 2 and Overload, Pathfinder Kingmaker, PC Building Simulator. As a PC game on your PC? I'm confused. Pillars of Eternity. Oh shit. Return of the Obra Dinn, RimWorld, Runner 3, Shadowrun Legends, Subnautica, Thronebreaker, Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, and 2 Point Hospital. There's a lot of big games on here. Oh wow, there's a lot of big games on here. It just gets bigger and bigger. Damn. Elder Scrolls Legends is on there. That's their card game, I think. Wow. Gorogoa. We played a lot of these. Hollow Knight. Yeah. Life is Strange is on there. I didn't know that. Interesting. Oxygen Not Included is on there. Rick and Morty's on there. Wow. Wow. It's a small, no shit, get the fuck out, it's a small studio. I think a lot of small studios are on here that are going to that would have gotten after Will or whatever. Roller Coaster Tycoon's on there. I know that one's. Pony Island was on Unity. We played Pony Island. What a fucking fun one. Pokemon Go, definitely on there. Overcooked, I know that's pretty popular. That's on there. NASCAR Heat Evolution. There's a lot of, yeah. Layers of Fear is built on Unity. I didn't know that. Human Fall Flat. Final Fantasy IV enhanced ports. Sure. Damn. It just goes on forever. It's a lot of big games though. That's pretty sad. Right? That kind of makes me beehole sad. In me beehole. That's what I've heard, Zag. Unity is like the most user-friendly. Unity was the go-to for education programs and games, too. It was the engine most young people started to learn with. The whole landscape might change now, and I feel sorry for all the people who have to start over and learn a new engine. It's such a kick in the balls. Unity is the only one I've messed with at all. Shame they messed it up. It is sad. I mean, I truly like it's still I just don't understand why. Well, like what's the motive? Pokemon is the number one highest grossing media franchise in the world. I'd imagine it's something you wouldn't want to mess around with. I wouldn't poke Nintendo with a stick. Like fuck. I think Disney has games on there too, right? Marvel's Disney, right? Now? I'm pretty sure Disney has shit on there now, which is crazy. It's always money. It's always money. 10 Chambers is some of the guys behind Payday 2 that went and did their own thing. Damn. Rami was saying about 70% of the games listed on Steam are made with Unity. Wow. 70%? %70 of games on Steam are made by Unity. Holy shit. That's, I mean, can you even quantify how many games that truly is? That is so many fucking games. Wow. Is Pokemon bigger? I mean, in terms of like company size, are they bigger than Disney? CryEngine's been used for a lot of good looking games. Some of the Far Cry ones, Far Cry is beautiful. Star Citizen's based on it too. CryEngine, is that pretty user friendly? I don't know anything about CryEngine. Yeah. Wow. Laughs in Unreal. I mean, my first comment, Eliza, was like, I bet all the Unreal people are sitting there like, oh, yes, fuck yourselves. Wow. Probably like 24 new games each day built on Unity. That feels crazy. That literally feels crazy to me. Wow. Coincidentally, Unity's new plan would have crushed their ad competition. Coincidentally. I mean, their plan B isn't a terrible plan. It's just like, who the fuck would trust them with any plan now? Oh, really? CryEngine is the opposite of user-friendly from what I hear? Boo. Is it just like different languages you have to use? Like different coding languages? That's fucking sad. I can just imagine the anxiety in some developers and whatnot right now. Oh, IRC. CryEngine is using an old language. Okay. Now their competition suggested a way to port all their stuff to a new game engine. Makes you cry, engine. It's like the Photoshop. It's just too much. I have the page open for the D&D High Roller stuff, by the way. I'm just watching it like a hawk to see if it comes up. I really, really do want to watch it. I miss Amelia and my friends so much, and I'm really excited. Like, it's just a one shot with all these amazing voice actors. Are you kidding me? How can we not? I know y'all would go watch it anyways. We gotta watch it. It's gonna happen. So I've got it up. Their chat's going wild, but they're not live or anything yet, so we're fine. But I'm very that they just. I can't not watch my girl. I didn't realize it was so early. It's not really the language used. It's how they set up their API and how good their tools are. Oh. Steam DB list filtered by Unity Engine is over 1,000 pages with 100 entries on each page. Holy shit. I mean, I heard it's the whole cast. I heard it's the cast doing a one shot. I hope Millie's in it, but I don't know. I'm excited regardless. Is Mark a good who do I know Mark as a DM? Have I seen him do anything else? Them do anything else? I apologize. I don't want to assume. I used Unity for a little VR stuff a few years ago, and the IDE integrated development environment was pretty easy to use, and they had a bunch of example projects you could modify. Damn. That's sad. I heard it was the cast as their characters. Ooh. I know. I used Unity for a little VR stuff a few years ago, and the IDE, that sucks that it seems like, oh, he did some Critical Role. Okay. It's why Star Citizen got stuck in dev hell initially. Bobber Dick Fuckhead had them start on CryEngine 3 right before CryEngine 4 launched. Seriously? That's, like, really stupid, right? I did. I saw her on something. Was it Critical Role? She was on some show playing D&D. They are fiends. Sigmoid, have a beautiful drive, Honeybean. It's okay. Short stream today because I didn't know that this awesome D&D thing is happening, but I'll be hanging in chat with all you guys watching it and having a good time, so don't worry, you're not missing anything cool. Except that. You should watch that, probably. The D&D thing. First Unreal, then CryEngine 3, then 4. That's, like, the order of use. Is Godot in there anywhere? Or is Godot kind of shit? Or ease of use, I should say. Order of ease of use. I don't fucking know his name either. I mean, it's live. It's live. It says the cast is playing D&D and it's starting in 5 minutes. I would assume it's the full cast. Oh, concerning Star Citizen. That's how many engines? Wow. Oh, Star Citizen was kickstarted, so they had to show progress. No, that makes sense. Star Citizen had modified CryEngine so much, it's basically a different engine. They had to do stuff like change all the coordinates from 32-bit to 64-bit due to how big their maps are. Wow. It's so sad how many egotistical fucks get their hands on things they shouldn't have and they ruin everything. It's very sad. Godot was made by people mad at Unity for other stuff, so they seem a little smaller scale with fewer resources. Like, Unity has an asset marketplace. Fuck. I don't know, dude. So, like, what is the best option for people who were building a game or looking to build a game on Unity and no longer want to use Unity? Like, what's the best option, would you guys say? Scam Citizen. The only thing about it is the buying like $1,000 enormous ships that nobody's gotten yet. Like, it seems like they promise a lot of things that, I don't know, they haven't proved they can deliver yet. That seems scammy. I don't know. But I know a lot of people that are fuck addicted to it and love it so much. And I guess, like, at the end of the day, if you're having a good time, like, your money's your money. Do what you want to do. I spent a lot of money on housing in ESO, like thousands of dollars every year on fake housing in ESO. I have not spent money on furniture for my real life ever in my life. Everything I have is like hand-me-downs or something. Like, if you love what you're doing, like, do it. Like, don't ruin your life with it, but like, do what you love, man. It's hard to say about Unreal because it's the next easiest engine. Unreal would be the next one. I just asked because I do know a lot of people that dabble in the area, and you know, again, it's part of our world. Probably Unreal, but Godot is viable too. The guy behind Godot has been talking about adding stuff that's currently in Unity. Good. I mean, now that Unity's fucked itself, like, why? This is the chance. Get on it, right? Like, this is the time to fucking jump on that shit. Unreal is tried and tested and will be my go-to for a stable engine. Good to know. Thank you. I've honestly wondered how hard it would be to make your own engine. Dude, I don't know. Coding is so beyond my ADHD, even, like, mild grasp. Hopefully Godot and other engines can get some funding from this. I really hope so. Or, like, hopefully there's people who work at Unity who don't want to work there anymore because they don't agree with the practices that are going on. And maybe they'll get some awesome employees that know the ins and outs of that stuff and, you know, it won't be so difficult. But, like, I don't know. Who am I? I hope so. Like, isn't that usually what happens when a studio kind of falls apart? It's 2 minutes until this thing starts. Are you guys ready to watch? I'm like, if I knew, I would have started earlier today, and that's all I have to say about that. But I totally thought it was in a couple hours. So, but I'm fucking excited. Happy Fated Friday, bitches. I need this meeting to end. But it sounds so important. My bong's clogged. I will cheers you before we raid this fucking channel. But I'm really excited. I will be there in chat with you guys hanging out and watching this entire thing. I'm so excited. Like, right. Thank you, Eliza. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's just like clinically addicted. Like, I remember literally while I was at Burning Man, there were a couple times where I would just fall into deep thought about Baldur's Gate. And then come back and be like, oh, sorry, I was just like fantasizing about this video game. Like, it's just such a fucking good game. It's such a good story. And the voice acting in it, and I mean, you guys know, and I'm not ashamed to admit, I am very biased. Obviously. That being said, as biased as I am, it's a fucking phenomenal game regardless of the bias, right? Dude, Friday meetings are so mean. They're mean. I've always just felt they're mean. Like, why? Bosses at one point weren't bosses. They know what they're doing. You're not that disconnected. Don't be a dick. Noita's on its own engine. No shit. Noita's popular. Meetings never end. They just get rescheduled. Did Noita donate money to other smaller engines? I don't know. I finished BG3. Oh my god, it's starting. Okay, I have to raid them now, my dudes. We're gonna raid this channel and watch this awesome D&D thing. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I didn't know this was starting this early. Otherwise, I would have, like, made it part of the day. I'm so sorry. But let's go watch High Rollers D&D shit, because I'm shutting up. I love you guys. If this, I mean, I don't know how long this is going to be, but if it's only a couple hours, I'll go live afterwards and we can talk about it and hang out and talk D&D, okay? I would like to do that. I don't know how late it's going to go, but I love you. Be good and enjoy get Baldur's Gate if you haven't. It's perfect.